This is the second lesson of Outlook add-in component training. In this lesson, we're going to create the Outlook add-in and the Agility Designer, and then we're going to add that add-in or install the add-in into Outlook, and then show how to go through a Designer inside Outlook to lay that those views out, and then use those views within Outlook. So let's get started. We're logged into the project Outlook Add-in Component Training. We'll start off by selecting the component Outlook Add-in. This is going to be called Lesson 2 Outlook Customer Service Creating the Outlook add-in. We don't need an icon for that. This is very simple. I just need to add the components. And the components have to match that criteria of the @customer.no that we set up. And I'm just going to come down here and select our project and select Lesson 1, Add Component, select our project, Lesson 2. So all I did was just add Lesson 1 and Lesson 2. And that's it. I'm done with the Design Studio components. Now, we need to install the add-in. This is the directory C program files WiSys. Mine's 86 because I'm a 64-bit machine. When we installed our contracts, we add an add-in directory. In here is the Outlook add-in install. So I'm actually going to go through that install. And it's going to go ahead and install the Outlook add-in component. I don't have Outlook launched at this time, but I'll launch it as soon as the install is complete. And that's it. So now we're going to launch Outlook, of which I'm going to pause my machine. Alright, I've positioned Outlook in a subfolder called Outlook Training so that I didn't have to expose all my email. This is the one way I thought I could demonstrate this. So when Agility's first launched inside as an add-on, you can see that I see the Agility pane over here, and it's looking for a server. So I'm going to put in a server localhost, and then I'm going to put a database 010. Then I need to select the dashboard, which is our Lesson 2. And then it's best to select manual refresh. What this allows, otherwise every time you click on an email, the system's going to try to go out and look at the database, and I feel this is a more efficient way to run. Now, you can hit save here, and the dashboard does position. And in this mode, I actually have the two views here. They're kind of stacked on each other. But I'm going to move Agility out of that pane, and I like to put it right here, right in the center. Now you actually can share the reading pane with Agility, which is a lot more efficient because I'm able to see the whole grid. So I'm going to go into design mode. This brings up the designer. I do that again. I click this layout right here, and that brings up the designer. Now I want to come back over here and right mouse, and I'm going to group this. Then I'm going to right mouse and I'm going to create tab group. I'm going to right mouse, I'm going to add tab. Now I'm going to right mouse, and I'm going to rename. I'm going to call this orders, and you have to hit return to accept that text value. That's an easy mistake to make where you just type in and then try to move off that tab. That doesn't work. This is order history. Then we're going to come up to the layout tree, and you see here, this is our order history, and I'm going to move it into this tree. I could have drug it up from below as well, but I thought it was easier to show it this way. It takes a little while to get used to this layout control. You can do a tremendous number of things with this control. So if I just now save that, I've now saved that drill down. It says no customers found. Now remember, I made this manual refresh. So I'm going to hit refresh, and it found me. Now the reason it found me was because if I launch Macola ES and I go into accounts receivable and I look at customers and 901, and I actually have Bob Hawk in here, and his email address is actually my email address, so I put it in here. So it looks in the database files for ES or AR or progression to find contact emails, and based on that, it identifies who the customer is. In this case, my reading pane says, please follow up on order 703. So if I come back here into orders and go into the order area, I'm going to go type in 703, and then I can go look at that order, and I can even print an order acknowledgement and email that back to the customer. All the things that are available in Agility, everything that you can do over here in the Explorer, I can actually do over here inside Outlook. Look at order history. Remember, we wanted to look at the customer card. All that I was showing in the Explorer, now you can see over here. If I click on this confirmation and I do a refresh here, no customer found. So it's as simple as that, and now I have a full customer service capability over here inside Outlook, sharing the reading pane. And that's the end of this lesson. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video tutorial, and I encourage you to move on to the next video tutorial in this series.